if you're watching us, yes, okay, we're live there. Look at that. Look at that. Technology is a wonderful thing.
I don't even, are we live?
Sends wonderful thing. Yes, it looks like we're live, Hol. Hurry up, kiss me.
Ah. Oh, happy 420
happy
in 23 seconds.
Okay, so we are doing things out of the box again.
But they're all related to education.
All related to education. We decided this Monday live to do something special. And when I assign Holly something special to do, she does something very special. So, so we've prepared a live, one of our lives, to welcome. I think maybe for the first time, we're welcome a guest to our.
I think you're right.
Live, which is very exciting.
Well,
okay, no, go ahead. Say
no, because the best part about what we do is meeting people who really are making a difference, and people who care about others and who want to make this planet we live on like a healthy, happy, vibrant, joyous, good place.
Is there enough room for all that?
Yes, there is. There is. So I met someone who's known as, and this, I love this, a doctor you can talk to.
Really?
Yeah. Did
That's
you know
a good tagline.
Don't you think? And I think we should just welcome her.
Okay, let's look at that. I click the button and she appears.
Hi, Dr. Selassie.
Dr.
Hi,
Selassie.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Holly and Robert, for having me.
We are very excited to have you as like one of our first live in the afternoon, live 420 guests.
And you know what, with intention, with purpose, with meaning, because the people you meet, they know a lot more than you and I know.
Yeah, it's like, I love knowing smart people.
Me too.
I really
But
do.
I also like people that can, that care about education and also information. And there's also so much misinformation. So just like I said, I mean, Dr. Selassie is a doctor you could talk to. I know you have a practice in Brooklyn that's centered around helping people be their healthiest selves. So why don't you tell our viewers today a little bit about your background and experience?
Yeah, so I'm happy to do that. I'd love to just say that you said that you surround yourself by smart people. That's like actually the secret to success, is really having people around you that are smarter than you. So I like to do that too. And I love this 420 live thing. I just think it's so smart. So thank you for having me. And yeah, I have this tagline, a doctor you can talk to. Honestly, as a naturopath, we all have these taglines originally. Like my original tagline was like vibrant health naturally, which is beautiful and all. But then as you start working, and I've been working as a naturopathic doctor for about 15 years, people start telling you or creating you who they are, who you are to them. And so several people started saying that, oh, Dr. Selassie, you're a doctor I can talk to. And I love it, because I really do feel like in my private practice, I really want to make sure that people get their story heard. I really put my listening ears on, because some people don't get heard, and earlier we were talking about the sandwich generation, and it's that group of people that have their adult children and their adult parents they have to care for, or elderly parents that they're now having to care for. And some of them don't get listened to. They get talked to a lot. So that's a big part of my practice as a naturopathic doctor. And a naturopathic doctor, basically, naturopathic doctors go to a 4-year post-baccalaureate medical school program, but where we learn all the same basic skills as regular medical doctors. We learn about the anatomy and the physiology, and we dissect the cadavers, and we learn about lab work and diagnostic skills and how to listen to heartbeats and lungs and all of that. But then instead of drugs and surgery, we study alternative forms of or modalities of treatment, such as nutrition using food and nutrition using supplements, and also how to correct nutrient deficiencies using supplements. But not only that, but also using nutrition to as a medicine. So using a therapeutic dose, and we're experts in plants. So we love our herbs, and we love cannabis. Most of us naturopaths, if we peruse the research and we see and we love and we know. And then we also we do other things. We learn other things like hydrotherapy. We learn some manipulation that's similar to chiropractic adjustments. And then we're also homeopaths. So homeopaths is a different set of remedies that are given to a person to strengthen their vital force, their ability to heal themselves, because that's our model of medicine. Our model of medicine is that everyone can heal themselves, and it's our job to just support their body in doing so. You know?
Because I mean, it's really, more of when everything is kind of working the way it should, right, in your body, then you're healthy, right?
Exactly right.
Exactly, I mean, it's really a simple equation.
Well,
It's not.
Is it also about homeostasis and balance as well?
Absolutely. Homeostasis and balance is huge. I mean, if you're out of balance, you're probably sick,
Right.
And drugs and surgery are a way to address that. It's true. We need drugs and we do need surgery. But my position is that should be more of the alternative. We should try to get the body in balance first. And then if we need something more or higher force intervention, that's when we go to the drugs and the surgery. So getting a body back into balance is key.
Yeah.
So talking about the body, something that we've learned this year is about the endocannabinoid system. It took me a while to be able to say that so eloquently, but I do know. I mean, it's
Brooklyn
a big
accent.
With my Brooklyn accent. I don't care. I love my Brooklyn accent. You know that.
We wear it proudly.
Although Dr. Selassie is in Brooklyn as we speak right now. Is that true?
Yes, it's correct. I'm here in Brooklyn. I'm here in my office, actually, in Brooklyn. It's called the New Flower Center for Naturopathic Medicine. It's a humble little practice. It's part of where I live. It's a separate entrance, and we're out here in East New York, Brooklyn.
I love that. And actually, and you're a third generation physician, aren't you?
Yeah, my grandfather and my father were both medical doctors. Growing up, I had eczema all over my face. So like here and here and here and here, and all my neck was awful and flaking all over the place. And my father, because he was a medical doctor, took me to every world-renowned dermatologist. I did a whole lot of antifungal, steroids, antibiotics, and really never got better. I got steroid-induced asthma, actually, because it drove the symptoms deeper. But so I always told my dad, like, no, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being a doctor. I actually studied English in my undergrad. But then my father died of colon cancer, and long story short, at his funeral, my mother said it was going to be packed. My dad was a popular man, so I thought all of the friends and family, but it was actually his patients all coming up and saying, like, your dad was our only hope. Your dad, my mother had Alzheimer's, but she remembered your dad. So I understood that there was this other part of medicine that's being the healer. So I took that part and then found naturopathic medicine, and that's where I am today.
So I appreciate all that information because I love learning more about someone's personal story. But I did get off track, as I usually do, but I always come back, is asking about the endocannabinoid system.
Yeah.
So just in layperson's terms, what is that? Because most doctors do not address it, from what my understanding is.
Right. Well, the endocannabinoid system is something that's been pretty much recently discovered, maybe in the late 80s. but there's really been a lot more talk about it now because everyone's discovering CBD. But the endocannabinoid system is actually something that we have inherent in our bodies as human beings. If you're a human being, you have an endocannabinoid system. And it's a system of receptors. So it's a system, in layperson's terms, I like to call it like a system of, I think of them as sort of like little Pac-Man receiving signals, basically, all over your body. So the endocannabinoid system is, there's what are called CB1 receptors. So like little Pac-Man receiving snacks in your brain and in your gut. And then there's CB2 receptors, which is mostly in your immune system. But you've got receptors everywhere in your muscles, your bones, your brain, your gut, your skin, your lungs. I mean, everywhere you can think of. And we do make what are called endocannabinoids. So we make the snacks for the Pac-Man. We create an endocannabinoid to sit in those receptors. And then when the receptors get activated, then it brings your body back into balance or back to homeostasis, which balance is really the best way of explaining it. But it's sort of like a situation where everything, like your blood sugar, your electrolytes, your pain pathways, everything is sort of balanced out and at a resting or maybe resting or a balanced state. You're at a balanced state. So the endocannabinoid system is actually something that, contrary to what I think people think, it's actually like we're set up, honestly, to receive not just our endocannabinoids, but exo or cannabinoids that are from outside of the body. And some of the theories is that one place that you can get cannabinoids from is from the cannabis plant. That's what the system was named after, because we found out about the endocannabinoid system through the plant. And in the, back in the day, like maybe around World War II time, like when my dad was born, for example, lots of things surrounded us that was made from the cannabis plant. So things like rope, paper, clothes, materials. And actually it grew in America, like during George Washington time, all over the place. So we would interact with it if we were out in the fields. Our animals would eat it. And then if you ate if you ate the animal, you ate the plant, So, and I like to think of the cannabis material as being all over the place back then, somewhat how we see plastic all over the place now. So plastic is, in our food containers, our screensavers or cases, if you look around, there's plastic around me, despite the fact that I've actually tried to remove a lot of it because it has some negative consequences. Plastic is an endocrine disruptor, where something natural, like an endocannabinoid or cannabinoids, can actually have a positive effect on the body.
So CBD is cannabidiol, and THC, which I don't say as well,
tetrahydrocannabidiol. Exactly.
So the two most probably common cannabinoids are THC and CBD, and those are part of the cannabis plant. So why would you consider, and why do you recommend CBD and THC? And, as you tell us a little bit about quickly what those are, as an alternative therapy.
Okay, so the cannabis plant has 113 known I still have a hard time saying it too. Yeah, 113 cannabinoids, right? And the two most common ones that we have the most research on are THC and CBD. So THC is the one that, in the past I was saying psychoactive properties, but I think that and I heard this from Dr. Stephen Kaprowski, who's also an expert on the endocannabinoid system. He's also a naturopathic doctor. He says that he doesn't like it to call it psychoactive. He likes to call it intoxicating because, and the only reason why, that sounds bad, intoxicating, because it's not toxic. It's just that it does make you feel high, where when you say psychoactive, psychoactive might be a good thing. You know, it might improve your psyche, right? And that's what both THC and CBD have, that property. They can help support your brain, but CBD doesn't make you high, where THC does make you high. And then the reason why you might want to take it is because we have this endocannabinoid system, and a lot of us don't have what I call proper endocannabinoid tone, meaning that your endocannabinoid system, for whatever reason, maybe you're not making enough endocannabinoids, maybe you're not around none of us are around the cannabis plant, you know, and it's sort of likened to like, none of us get enough magnesium in our diet. None of us get enough omega-3s. It's sort of the similar to that. None of us are really getting enough exposure to the cannabis plant. And then unfortunately, if you are like a cannabis user, most of us are doing things like smoking it, which is not necessarily the best way to expose yourself to the plant. Like you might want to, you know, and that's why I think it's great now. People are creating things where you can eat it, you can take it orally, but CBD has so many benefits, and it does not have this property in it that makes you high. And you know, a lot of the benefits are basically helping people and because it affects so many receptors all over your entire body. I mean, we can start from the head down, really, but in the head, I mean, like from, you know, as far as helping you to handle stress, helping you to handle anxiety, that's huge. And most chronic disease, so things like diabetes, heart disease, chronic skin conditions, fibroids and infertility and stuff, are affected by stress. So if you can give something to your patients that can help them to handle stress, then you're really helping most things. And that's what makes CBD so amazing, is that it's sort of like a panacea. It can help multiple conditions in multiple ways. But as we go down the body, I mean, it can help with, you know, joint pain, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis or whether it's osteoarthritis, which you usually have to be treated very differently. And that's a whole other show, but you can use CBD for any kind of joint issue, whether it's a rheumatoid or an osteoarthritis, or if it's due to an autoimmune condition or anything. It can really help take the pain out of joints. It can help with stiff muscles. So like, again, people who are wanting to be more active because they're running around with their grandchildren, and they're also taking care of their elderly parents, and they can't quite, recover as quickly from exercise. They want to exercise, but they're feeling a little bit more stiff. CBD can really help with that. CBD has so many uses, and in the research, I don't think we've even touched the surface of what it can do. But we do know that it also helps children. It can help children with epilepsy. It can help children with appetite, both, and depending on what cannabinoid you use, it can help with opening up their appetite or suppressing their appetite. That's like some cutting edge research. It can help. There's still more research that needs to be done, but it looks like it can really help with attention deficit disorder in children and in adults. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. It's very well absorbed through the skin. So lots of skin conditions, eczema, maybe there's some new research being done on psoriasis, which is a very difficult treatment a very difficult condition to treat. So CBD there's really so many uses for it. I mean, I'm sure I haven't even mentioned.
Well, I would think there are like two others that come to mind, like it helps sleep.
Oh, that's huge. So,
and it also helps with focus. So again, when you talk about attention to ADHD, whether it be that condition or just in general and it can help in performance in the gym. So,
and what I love most is that you just listed all of these things in the good column, and there's nothing in the bad column.
Right.
That's what I love about this.
Yeah. So nobody has died from CBD intake. Nobody has taken too much. In fact, in the research they use for pain, especially, they use very, very high doses. But I'm also finding in clinical practice that you don't have to do the doses that they're doing in the research to get relief in pain. There's been, no known toxicity or deaths. So, that's great.
Why not? Why not? At least why not consider it? I know if that my doctor, I mean, that's the
And I
thing.
know most people are not used to that. Most people are used to having to deal with whatever side effects come with whatever relief
in the pill bottle.
is in the bottle, and it's just not the case with what comes from this plant.
Well, we're on it. Deborah, one of our regular, a friend of ours and also a regular, she tunes in 420 every day. And she has had epilepsy. And she said she's 4 years and 6 months seizure free today. She actually said her dad had colon cancer too, Dr. Selassie.
Oh.
But
wow.
Deborah's very special, as are anyone who's tuning in and watching us today, because they really do, they live life to the fullest. Most of our viewers want to live life to the fullest. And, sometimes we talk about very playful things like our haircuts, or we talk about serious things that are like this, because we really do look at cannabis as medicine. And, we're so grateful for you to share a little bit about the science behind it, the medical applications for it as a solution, as something that could heal, as someone should not be so afraid of. I mean, there's just so much fear because it's a Schedule I drug.
Right.
Right.
And that's the thing. CBD has like a negative connotation associated with it and taboos around it, but that's all going to change, because you can't stop. I mean, in my personal view, is that this plant really is the healing of the nations. It can really help with so many conditions and so many people, all age groups, and it's safe, and it's been persecuted. That's honestly how I think of this plant.
Absolutely.
And that as it becomes more and more revealed to us all the benefits, then this taboo is going to go away. But education is the key. And so I'm happy to do that, because now I can sing about it from the rooftops, where for a very long time, I too just stayed away from it. There's other amazing plants. They're not as, maybe I could even really seriously say they're maybe not even as amazing as cannabis, but there are other amazing plants that you can use. You can use different botanicals for sleep and for all of these things. But in some sense, I sort of also think of, and this is a lot of due to the work of Dr. Ethan Russo, who is a cannabis researcher who discussed something called endocannabinoid deficiency, which is associated with fibromyalgia, migraines, and irritable bowel syndrome. But I think that there's something to be said that all of us have a little bit of this endocannabinoid deficiency, because we do not have this plant around us. It has been taken away from us. It was, George Washington grew it on his farm. Multiple presidents grew it on his farm. We made some dollars, American dollars, out of it. And now we just know that we're not coming in contact with it. So in many ways, I do believe that we are all a little bit deficient. Maybe we don't have endocannabinoid deficiency, but our endocannabinoid tone or endocannabinoid system has been not activated. And, there are other things that can activate. I mean, go out and exercise. That's another way you stimulate your endocannabinoid system. But imagine if you exercise and you had CBD and that was helping you to sleep. I mean, nothing can stop you.
I do. First of all, I take it. I'm a spin instructor, and
you are.
I am. I add that another hat that I wear. And I will tell you that I take it for focus and performance. And I also take it because I'm also high energy. I take it to help give me some calm and relaxation. And I enjoy it in a variety of ways. I do like it topically as well. So I am a fan of CBD. And
I am married to a spin instructor.
But first of all, let everybody know. I want everyone to know Dr. Selassie's website. So Dr. Selassie, tell everyone your website and tell them all about the event that you have coming up.
Okay, so my website is my name. It's Dr. Selassie, and the doctor is spelled out. So it's Doctor, and my last name is spelled Selassie, Selassie. So it's drselassie.com. And my partner and I are putting on a live event at Miyoko, which is an Italian pizzeria shop. I mean, they've got other amazing food there, but we're going to have pizza, Prosecco, and a CBD talk. It should be really fun. We're renting out this beautiful back room with some skylights, and it'll be Sunday afternoon, so it should be gorgeous. There's only 45 seats, and I'm going to be discussing everything, pretty much go deeper into what we are discussing today, like how can you support your endocannabinoid system? How can you support yourself for health and wellness? And everything it's 50 tickets are $50, which is, what my husband and I would spend on dinner. And you're getting dinner, or I guess it'll be an afternoon snack. You're getting pizza, wine, and this lecture that I'll be giving on CBD. And we will also have the opportunity to buy some CBD there that's good quality, which you have to be careful about. The University of Pennsylvania did a study where they pulled 84 products of CBD products being sold online, and I don't remember the exact, I remember 42% and 36%. So I think 42% of them had had too little CBD, or the opposite, too much CBD or too much THC, and the opposite, and something with the 36%. But my point is that you got to be really careful about quality. And I really like to stress this, because I think if people are out there and they listen to this talk and they're like, oh, maybe there is something to do this CBD, maybe it's not so bad. And then they take a product that, doesn't have, somebody made in their home, and there's too much THC in there, and they get high, or maybe there's not enough CBD and they don't feel anything. And it's really going to give the plant a bad name, and it already has a bad name that it needs to overcome. So you want to make sure quality is important, and the way that you can check is you can ask companies to present their certificate of analysis. I would just ask them lots of questions. Like any CBD that I make, I like to have in an FDA approved facility, which sounds, sometimes people are like, oh, we don't want regulation, but regulation can actually keep us safe. So just wanted to put that out there.
No, we agree with you.
We
we really feel it is medicine. It should be, we need guidance. Dosage, pretty much we know the rule of thumb is, low and slow. But, again, it's a journey. You have to, like you said, ask questions. That's vital, because each of us is unique.
That's
it's
true.
Not going to be the same.
That's true.
For you or me. So,
Right.
Or whoever's watching out there. So everybody has, it's important to be aware of your body and how you feel and what you're doing, but it will be something that I recommend you considering, most importantly. We are also going to be talking at our event more about CBD and THC in the plant, and whether we talk about, we got to continue the conversation. The most important thing is, and that's why we're going to continue to do this, is to come front and center to talk about what's going on. There's articles every day. I got an article today, by the way, from a good friend of ours about, the cannabis and banking, so there's a lot of media and print, stuff going into the publications about this. And a lot of it is not necessarily positive. So, we all choose to believe what we want when we read it, but what's the source?
Absolutely. Well, I think it's really funny, because Kim Kardashian, she is having her 4th baby via surrogate. And so she had a baby shower, and it's CBD themed, which I think is really hilarious. And that could be positive media for some people and very negative media for others. But CBD is getting some media. And so you just have to really educate yourself, because there's a lot of marketing hype. There's just a lot of hype. So you want to just definitely get more knowledge. And so I think if you go to Holly and Robert's Canna pop-up event on May 7th, or my event on May
They say Thursday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. And your event is May 19th.
19th in the East Village in New York City.
And
at
yours is
2
more
o'clock.
experiential, you know, and
we,
social.
And we've dropped that link into the comments on our Facebook feed, so you can click on that and it'll take you right to the event. But thank you so much for
Absolutely
joining us today. This was really great information, and I know that we will have you back to share more as time goes on. But we know that the people that we interact with and the people who view our
doctors, we want doctors.
Yeah, I mean, they can't get enough really good information. I mean, and we will continue to help the voices be heard, because you know I'm a little tired of all of the negativity surrounding this plant and the propaganda that's being thrown around with no evidence to back it up. And we're not going to let that happen. Our voice is going to be louder than those voices, and we're not going to.
But we want to listen to people's concerns, and then at least
address them.
Right.
Right.
That's all.
But people have to be open enough to at least listen and learn and hear the other side. You know, so that's what I think we're all trying to do. So thank you really for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm very honored. I love what you two are doing. It's really special, and I think us teaming up is really a great thing. People are going to get good information from us.
I couldn't agree more. I look forward to being able to bring more information to those who need it.
And so as long as they go to your website, that's the best way they can reach you, because all your contact information is on your website as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
So drselassie.com, DOCTORSELASSI. I did win a spelling bee. And I was on the show, the spelling bee. What? I mean, you know, come on. I mean,
okay, huh? All right. Spelling champion.
I love spelling. People who have computers and spell check. And
no, I admire you. I'm not a good speller. My mother's an excellent speller.
But I have you, honey.
Dr. Selassie can have me too.
Dr. Selassie, thank you so much. And we
wonderful,
appreciate you sharing.
And have an amazing rest of your Monday. And we will see you again really soon, everybody.
Okay, well, thank you. We appreciate Dr. Selassie for joining us, sharing such great information. Again, the link to her event is in the comments.
Pizza and Prosecco, Robert. Like, I mean, is that not our favorite thing?
CBD.
And Dr. Selassie, that's 3 favorite things.
Exactly. Don't forget, our educational event is coming up this Thursday, May the 2nd, right here in Livingston. Tickets are free, but you do need to pre-register. So head on over to cannapopup.com and you can get your reservation there. Holly, I love you.
I love you too.
I guess we will see everyone tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 4:20.
Tomorrow, 4:20.
Fare thee well, everybody.
Yes, now I have to figure out how to turn all this stuff off.
Wait, okay.